The Estate. From the floor of the Lone Star Cruiser, you watch the tops of the downtown corridor's office buildings disappear. Replaced by the grey overcast over the I-90 bridge, the nylon restraints binding your wrists and ankles, along with McCluskey's whistling to the radio, make for an unpleasant ride. A half hour later, the cruiser hits a whisper-smooth patch of road and a magnificent mansion fills your view. Its design a blend of old-world finery and elvish grace. The car pulls to an abrupt halt and you are dragged onto the driveway where McCluskey pulls a nasty-looking knife and cuts your bonds. You look up and see you're surrounded by a squad of green-clad ghosts, Special Forces troops from Tiatangia. Massaging the feeling back into your numb extremities, you prepare to meet the man himself, James Telestrian III. No karma to spend, okay? Ah, but I still got my gun, buddy. McCluskey smirks. Want some advice, moron? Of course you don't. You're a Shadowrun and you live by your own rules, don't ya? I suggest you keep your smart-ass remarks to yourself this time, human. Mr. Telestrian isn't some street meat you can impress or intimidate. He's the brains behind the throne of Tiatangia and one of the richest men in Seattle. I don't know if he sounds like that, but I thought I'd do that voice. And he holds your leash, right, McCluskey? You his lapdog? His eyes say, I'd love to kill you right now, but his mouth continues its smirk. I got one of the richest and most powerful men in the Pacific Northwest taking care of me, dumbass. What do you got? Honor. You're dumber than I thought. Enjoy your chat. I'll dispose of your body later. McCluskey, come on, buddy. Don't be like that. Mr. Quote. The fussy elf with an air of Victorian butler studies you before he speaks. He doesn't like what he sees. Mr. Telestrian is expecting you. You will find him in his office. You his butler. I am Mr. Quoth, the head of the household. Mr. Telestrian is waiting for you in his office. He is not one to be kept waiting. There is a twinkle in Algernon's eye that wasn't there when you spoke to him at the Seamstresses Union. It is good to see you again. There is much to do. You run in some pretty different circles, don't you, Algernon? I do not run at all, Dan. I go where I am needed. I am needed here. Seek me out after you have spoken to James Telestrian. Perhaps I can be of service again. Alright. Come on. Up. Up, up, up. Did I take a wrong turn? What's going on here? Ah, alright. Righto. Open door right there. As you approach, James Telestrian III, the Third, looks up from his computer. The computer screen built into the surface of his desk and assesses you. Calculating and cold, a practiced smile comes across his face. He vibes the kind of rich you don't get from Trivid. It's not the clothing or the trappings or the bow before your better's mansion. It's something else. The feeling that you're being categorized as a resource or liability or a pawn. I have been reviewing the results of your visit to my Seattle office last night. I admit they are impressive. You have generated considerable amount of damage to my office, complex killed or wounded many of my security personnel, and cost my vice president of security his job. In 24 hours you have accumulated quite a bill with me, sir. How do you intend to settle your debt? Would you take a check? I understand, Hume. I do not appreciate it. But I understand its uses. Yours was not a good use of humor, however. It neither charmed me, disarmed the tension, nor infuriated me to the point of providing you with a quick death. Before you attempt any more of your lowbrow monkey shines, I will lay out your tactical situation. You have one piece of information which you might use as a bargaining chip in the little time you have left to live. Why you took what you took. I am interested to know why you and your team of criminals fought your way through my security teams up to my private office to access the Matrix and uncover the location of a simple research project. The most protected item is usually the most valuable, that's why I took it. That stands to reason, however, I do not believe it is the case in this instance. I understand that people in your line of work pride themselves on their discretion. It is often the key to survival, but I am attempting to have a direct conversation with someone whose talents I respect, so I encourage you to speak freely. It will save me time and you a great deal of pain. Let me try a different tack. Do you know my cousin Lynn? Yes, I've met her, your half-sister, Jessica Watts, introduced us. Why? This interview is not two-way. I ask the questions. However, your talents continue to impress. I see that you are holding some of my family's dirty laundry. Did my cousin or her friend Jessica hire you to attack my office? No, it was the opposite. I took Project Aegis in order to attack them. I see. And what do you believe Project Aegis does? No clue. He sighs. Really, sir, you are becoming tedious. I have matters to attend to. You may benefit from them, or I will have McCluskey feed you to something and bury the excretion. What do you believe Project Aegis does? It kills bugs. Big magical bugs. I find your bluntness somehow refreshing. He touches a button on his desk. Mr. Quoth asks, please ask my daughter to join us. The young pretty elf has dark circles under her eyes and a haunted expression on her face. She recognizes you instantly. It's you, you're the man who helped me escape from the Universal Brotherhood. How did you get here? Telestrian cuts in quickly. Thank you, Marie-Louise. You have confirmed the identity of your rescuer and given me reason to forgive him for this trespass against me. She looks hungry for your help. I'm glad you're here. Good to see you got out okay, Marie-Louise. I'm not okay, I can't sleep at all. I'm afraid that this is a dream and that I'll wake up and they'll still be here with the bugs. You can relax, Marie-Louise. You are safe. It is over. No, it won't be over until they're all dead, she shudders. You didn't see them. You don't understand. You and those men who flew in there, all you do is talk. It's just like you to form a committee, Father. I knew that someone had to take action, and that's why I got Hakim involved. The already cold exterior of James Telestrian 3 turns to ice. I see, it was you and your crippled little friend who leaked Aegis to this man. We will speak of it later in private. Now then, Dan. There are people I wish you to meet. The committee my daughter alluded to. This is a rare opportunity for a man of the street such as yourself. I urge you to behave. We will adjourn to the library. I would be delighted. I don't know if that is sarcasm or not. Just behave. Alright. There is a weight in Telestrian's library, a sense of magnitude and of purpose. You are no longer in the presence of mere wealth, you are in the presence of history. Lady and gentlemen, this is Dan. He is the human who saved my daughter and the one who has faced our common enemy in combat. Herb Brackhouse, what does the representative of the great dragon Lofweir have to tell us about the magical insect this Shadowrunner uncovered? Brackhouse speaks slowly with a deep, melodious German accent. He takes his time accentuating each word, relishing each vowel and each consonant, tasting them as if they were a delicacy. My Lord Lofweir has witnessed the insect spirit's physical manifestation before roughly 9,000 years ago. As you are aware, magic ebbs and flows from the earth, cycling from peak to peak over the course of 5,200 years. As the level of magic grows, Hans dear, I love you, but you could babble on forever, and I believe time is of the essence. The painted elf addresses you. Dan, is it? Delighted. The bug you fought was not merely a magical awakened animal like a wyvern or hydra or something else in the sixth world. In fact, it isn't from this world at all. It's the physical embodiment of an insect from another plane of existence. I imagine that moving from one plane of existence to another isn't easy. Correct. Perhaps Das German can tell you all about it at some length someday. He's got plenty of time to chit-chat. Now, an insect spirit can't simply thumb a ride through astral space and show up on Earth late for dinner in this case being us. Two elements are required to bring one across the void, a shaman and a host. First, the spirit calls upon the shaman. Often in dreams, the spirit reduces the shaman with promises of great power. The shaman then accepts the spirit as his totem. Next, the insect spirit requires a suitable host. The best candidates are the disaffected and the disenfranchised. In short, the weak-willed. Their minds are the most susceptible to suggestion, which is helpful in making the transformation. As you may imagine, these are the sort of people easily attracted to a cult such as the Universal Brotherhood. Finally, by performing what has to be a truly disgusting ritual, the shaman serving the insect totem transplants the spirit into the host, willingly or not. Then it's feeding time. Harlequin is right. Correct. The insect spirit will then slowly consume its host while transforming it into the spirit's own insectoid body, thus manifesting itself fully on this plane. What's this have to do with a great dragon and an elf who likes cosmetics? Funny kid, but it's no laughing matter. This is bigger than hunting down an insect shaman or putting a few 9mm rounds into a bug. The initial bugs prepare a nest for the summoning of a queen. Once a nest has its queen, she literally explodes with newly manifested insect spirits. They swarm out of the nest, feasting on all the flesh they can find and implanting more insect spirits into the fresh corpses again and again and again. The room falls silence as they all consider the scenario. Faces grim. Telestrian breaks the silence. This is not an infestation, Dan, it's an invasion. My Lord Loftweir knew this day would come, but he did not know precisely when nor where. Your rescue of Mr. Telestrian's daughter has exposed the existence of an insect spirit for the first time in this cycle of this world. Then why don't you just fire a cruise missile at the Brotherhood and call it a day? You have engage the enemy, you know why. The insect spirit is only resident in the transformed host body. Conventional weapons can hurt the body and expose the spirit, but the spirit itself exists on two planes. It cannot be destroyed by mundane means, hence Project Aegis. Her Telestrian's biotechnology and agricultural divisions worked with my Lord Loftweir's thaumaturgical engineers and designed Project Aegis to destroy an insect spirit once it is released from its host. The formula, a fluorescing astral bacteria strain, exists in the physical and astral plane at once and can thus affect the insect spirit. Now that was a mouthful. Did you memorize it or are you reading it off in index cards? My director of R&D, Diane Ravenwood, will you explain how Project Aegis will be used in the field? Dr. Ravenwood. There's a lot of text to read. I'm a bit congested too, so it's tough to do. Diane Ravenwood. Our weapons specialists have rapidly prototyped a delivery device for the fluorescing astral bacteria strain. They've created some prototype launchers which fire Aegis-filled shells. When fired, the shells would discharge a high-velocity stream of the bacteria. In order to destroy one of the bugs, it must first be damaged using conventional weapons or magic until the spirit is released from the host body. Then the insect spirit must be shot with Project Aegis prototype launcher to destroy it. So in order to stop an invasion of insects from another dimension, a dragon and an elf co-created a magical insecticide. Crudely put, but accurate. We must stop the Universal Brotherhood from summoning a queen, and we must stop them immediately. You are the only one who has been inside the facility, and the only one who has personally fought these creatures before. That, along with your highly effective assault upon my property, indicates that you are the ideal person to lead the attack. I'm flattered. The painted elf grins, and his... Oh, it was a dude. I thought it was and his red lipstick catches the light. You should be. Come on, kid, when fate taps you on the shoulder, you've got to pay attention. Unfortunately, she has the nasty habit of tapping you on the opposite shoulder, so that when you turn around, she's on your other side, giggling like a deranged schoolgirl. I hate that. Enough. Are you willing to undergo this mission, Dan? You had me at killing buds. Show me how to use Aegis and I'll get it done. Excellent. He claps his hands as if seeing the circus for the first time. I love the way that the short-lived are willing to die even faster. It's very inspirational. Brackhouse raises his hand and Harlequin's clapping instantly stops. There is one final note, a warning if you will. You have seen the danger the insects represent, but you have not witnessed the shaman's power. The shaman must tap into a powerful source of magic in order to summon a queen. We do not know what abilities that power source will grant. Beware of the insects, but do not underestimate the shaman. Hey, don't scare the kid, Hansel. We still need him to go do the mission. By the way, I'm coming with you, Dan. I wouldn't mind seeing these creatures for myself. I missed them last time. Telestrian will bankroll you so you can hire the rest of the team. Find me when you're ready to go and we'll bug right out of here. He sighs. Yes, speak with Harlequin when you are ready to depart. If you wish to acquire additional supplies for your mission, find my assistant Quoth. He's highly resourceful. Alright, so we're all best buddies and we're going to go kill some bugs. May I provide spells, spirit focus, or fetishes to help you on this critical quest? But you want to charge me for it, man. I don't need it anyway, so that's cool. What about you? You got some guns? Nope. Why was Mary Louise taken by the Brotherhood? The host for the Queen is chosen very carefully as the interactions between the Queen and the lead shaman are critical. A family connection between the two roles is ideal. As you have discovered, my father's indiscretion with Melinda Watts, you know, that Jessica Watts, the shaman, and Mary Louise are related by blood. I would appreciate that if that information remained in the shadows. I was listening, it sounds bad. Yep. Thank you for everything. I'll be fine. I believe you. You look like you have a question. Was it Hakim who helped you in the Matrix? She smiles, in love. Yes, even after my father ruined his life and convinced me to hate him, he's still been watching over me, my angel in cyberspace, Baron Samedi. After we escaped, I told Hakim about the Brotherhood and about the bugs. It was his idea to steal Project Aegis so you could go back into the Universal Brotherhood and exterminate the bugs, but I don't know how he knew about you. Baron Samedi just knows things. Alright. Mr. Quoth! What you got for me? In addition to the Aegis-loaded launchers, we will provide I am authorized to outfit you with anything from weapons to supplies to clothing. Okay. For free? Damage is 14, and he is selling damage 16 stuff. But only with a capacity of 6. Well, let's look at the gear. Looks like I got some good gear. Why can't I put anything in the left leg? Where's the left leg stuff? And where's the arm? I haven't got... Can't I put anything in my arm? I can upgrade that. And what else could I do? So that only really gives me +1 dodge over this, which don't really see that as being worth it. I'm just confused. Why can't I get any... Oh, maybe it's the essence thing. Ah, right. Oh, well, let's just do that then. Okay, we're good. Let's get out of here. I suppose you should know, Telestrian's technicians only have time to create a few prototype Aegis launchers. I will be taking one naturally, another is for you. Treat her well. If you want additional bug-splattering firepower, James has agreed to allow one of his personal elite guards to accompany us with the final prototype weapon. And now, let us away. We have a date with Destiny, and she doesn't like to be kept waiting. Alright, I got 2 more. Ooh. Coyote. I should finish it with Coyote, right? Where's Shannon Halfsky? She just took off. Never gonna see her again. And this fella likes to melee up close and personal. Alright, so... let's go with you. And let's get somebody who's super cool. Alexander Falk! Wonder why these ones are more expensive. I'll go with the weapons guy. Alright, let's do this.